four-man mosh pit followed by Entomb. Oh no!
Oh, a huge light bomb coming in on the Genji, and that's a 5-man light bomb. They're gonna follow up, and they're gonna get 1, 2, 3 kills.
And it's gonna be everybody dying. Oh my god, when does this happen? Everybody's dead!
I forget how my own buttons work sometimes, but we are here at least. So, this is Division A East for another Nexus Gaming Series cast. I'm your host of the Line Bus, and today we have Gen.M, I guess Gen.M Esports, not just Gen.M if I'm going to be perfectly correct. So, we do see Gen.M Esports facing off against Phoenix, Rising, Ruby, and we do have Raka saying, stop banning Praxis, you cowards. And I believe with that hands up, it's probably Majesty, so also welcome Majesty, Raka, Ektar, and Silver, welcome back. So, we do see that it is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen first. As I say, I don't know who map picks who map picks first or first picks, as I like to keep myself as blind to what happens in the series as possible. So, without much further ado, I'm going to jump it on over into the game. And no, Warhead can stay out of a map pool. You do not actually want that. I'm going to be honest, Majesty. But yes, no, we are just going to get on into the game. So, we do see here that Gen.M Esports has picked up Fox on the Garrosh. Ektar is on Anduin, Majesty on Gazlo. Randy Newman is on Junkrat, and Ace on the... What is this called again? Maev. And on the other side, we see Wahui on Hogger. Dana Law on the Brightwing. Mixels on Jaina. Fraggy Stella on the... Or Frage Stella on the Sylvanas. And H2O on the Muradin. It's a lot of Muradin. Okay, what are you guys arguing about? Sorry? Warhard was an attempt to make people stop hating black cards. Yes. I think my take is Warhead is better than black hearts. But we do see H2O is thrown out, and Infosalt Fox will start running up. Okay, but no one cares about the middle lane. That's the off lane. You see, Infofox will try to get a stun onto everyone else, but H2O will be fine. Running out, not really in any danger. You see Ektar rotating down. We just see, in general, this early game for Tomb of Spider Queen, you get double rotates. We do see a nice throw hitting 3 members of Garrosh, hitting 3 members with that Q. Probably. You're probably right there, Ektar, but it doesn't matter. You're not one who chooses what maps are in Storming and what aren't. We see Fraggy Stella chasing down Randy Newman. Randy Newman not quite in too much danger. And I miss for Randy Newman teams. I like Varandys. I liked seeing the Chaos Fake Horse. And we do see Mixels does get phase shifted onto by Dana Law, not quite wanting to go down. And for Fox is just making sure Majesty doesn't get invaded in their little off-lane cubby cove in that bruiser camp. We do see Wahui does get a nice spin on Ektar, looking like they want to go down and heal, but decides to go back up and not. Because it should honestly be, Majesty should be fine. They have turrets, they're not going to need any healing. They're a Gazlo, they're fine, they're a big game hunter. But in terms of stacking, we do have Warbreaker on Garrosh at 1. We do have Vault Wardens as a baseline, level 20, they get it. We've had ever difficult to complete Muradin quest of Stormbolt. I don't know how he's going to complete that. That's always seems to be so hard, yet somehow everyone pulls it off. We do also have Journeyman's Cooking on the Hogger, as well as Fingers of Frost Jaina with their baseline Frostbite. H2O does get flipped by Garrosh. Garrosh looks like he's going to get stunned by H2O, but we do see a nice stun by Ektar, meaning they do get stay alive. However, H2O taking a little bit of their frustrations out on Ace, throwing a couple of Stormbolts at them and hitting them just a little bit. Ektar, that's a lie. You are a time ghost. Don't lie to the chat. It is rude. Also, excellent to hear your cat is happy to see you, Raka. Because, yeah, I love it, little cat. And how it sneaks its way behind you and makes sure you can't do anything. Anyway, getting back to the action. We do have Wahui and H2O trying to turn in. But Wahui is going to be stopped by Ace there. Ace not quite being able to get away with it. And Majesty also trying to stall out Woohooey as well. Stepping up, dropping their turrets. H2O not quite able to stop Majesty in their tracks. Majesty just keeps holding forwards. What if the Nexus will lose a team? That's a good point. I never actually asked. Ace is looking to see if they can get a little bit of a cheeky gank onto Woohooey. Woohooey actually not quite getting out to safety immediately, but still not going to go down. They just kind of walked on out, ate some trash. Alright, no, honestly fine. If you find meat from trash like Hogger does, that heals you for honestly 15% of health, that's some pretty good meat you found of a trash. It may not need to be thrown out by the Butcher. So blame the Butcher if you're throwing out meat like that. But we do see now H2O has dropped directly on top of Mixel's head. Both teams have turn-ins, and it looks like Mixels will not get it. Iktar getting another stall onto it, and for Fox looking like they want to get another. And Mixel's finally going, you know what? Maybe turn-in isn't for me today. Maybe it is not turn-in day for me. Nice flipped onto Danalore. We see two people getting thrown in, and actually Danalore does get pulled back in by the... I was going to say by A flip, and then B, the actual Warden's Ring, whatever it's called, the Tether. We can see actually Garrosh is traded out. Ace and Iktar managed to pick up the gems. H2O is now in a spot of bother, getting relatively low, does have jump to get out. Mixels is there to help H2O get out, and that will be H2O holding on to their life for now at least. Iktar, however, will not be allowed to hand in, gets hit in the back of the head with a hammer, and has a really angry dwarf just running at them relentlessly. Blizzard thought about it. Blizzard's like, actually, meat, not fresh enough for Butcher. Not bloody enough, it's been in the trash a little bit. Butcher needs his... Butcher has like the 5-second rule, where if it's on the ground and it's been more than 5 seconds, he doesn't touch it. He's like, no, you know what, that meat, not fresh enough. But we do now see that is Mirrodin going down, and the rest of the team of Phoenix Rising Ruby just kind of let him be, like, that's a dead Mirrodin. C'est la vie. And they did back out to see what we do at top, but instead choose to go mid now. And for Fox looking to see if they can get another throw onto the team of Phoenix Rising Ruby, because if they can get someone else over wall, that's a lot. Ace looking like they want to get a tether off and bring someone back in. It looks like actually Ace has gone that kind of combo build where Bonds of Corruption could end up maybe doing quite a bit by the time we get to 16. Especially when you have things such as Pursuit of Vengeance. H2O gets thrown again, and for Fox has already completed their Warbreaker, which pretty good time for that. That was completed a little bit ago if I recall correctly, but will not be quite. So that, I believe it's a shorter cooldown. It becomes a 6-second cooldown. Randy Newman gets a turn-in time. H2O was unable to stop them, and we do now see that turn-ins are here for the side of Gen.M Esports, and Majesty actually had the exact amount, 50 turned in. And that will be the first objective for Gen.M Esports this series. Woohooey seeing what they can do with that Journeyman's cooking and the dense blasting powder getting a little bit of stacks. I really should have done something like, how far do they get through this? But no, too late now. Heroics through for both times. So we see Wall challenge Garrosh. We see Graver Bomb. Oh, this is actually a lot of combo potential. We do see a lot of damage coming out, but nice Ring of Frost almost as a counter engage. But we do see now that is the first hero. Jaina going down, H2O and Danalore are now stuck in Wounds Cage. And actually Danalore is pushed out through it, thank you to Junkrat Mine. But that will be instead Mirrodin going down. And 2 quick kills from the side of Gen.M Esports. And don't say good job, Majesty. You meant to bully Majesty. Like how you bully, like how I bully, my son. Gokwe. I couldn't remember Gokwe's name for a brief moment because I miss him dearly. He doesn't show his face. It's kind of hard to remember sometimes. I'm not the most I don't got the best memory of everyone. I do forget things from time to time. And yeah, I'm sorry, son. You just son. Sorry, boy. Look, I'm kind of like Kratos in that regard. I just call my son boy. Or son. But we do see now part of Phoenix Rising Ruby are going to be doing that top boss. Meanwhile, Woohooey and Danalore is going to do their best to hold bottom. Woohooey getting a little bit of that damage out, thank you to that dense blasting powder. Going to do what they can. Meanwhile, H2O and Co are going to continuing to do boss. They haven't shown on map for a while, so I imagine that Gen.M Esports do have a little bit of a idea where everyone is, but at that point it is too late, and Phoenix Rising Ruby managed to sneak a boss, despite it taking a little bit actually. But keep in mind, Gen.M Esports do have another turn in, not on, actually who does have a Control 5? No, Control 6? Yes. Mainly on Ace at this point. Ace will turn in, and that will be it, them getting it. Nice unstop by Garrosh. We do see H2O flipped. Ring of Frost comes out. Fox stands in the middle of it, not quite going to go down. Ace does get out. Thank you to that. A fucking teleport ghost thing, and B, the Garrosh throw. However, Garrosh will not be afforded the same nicety. Okay, Rock, you said needed to cast more games, but you picked up both the games that are on tomorrow, which I was like, oh, I should probably pick one up. Nah, they're both gone over to Raka, but that is what it is. Anyway, let's throw it back over to here, as we do now see that the teams are pushing into the top keep. Ace doing what they can to get rid of that boss. And we see that this is a very pushed out web weather. By no means that the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby have to defend that. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. I was just a bit late on it. My check this morning, too late, is gone in my time. H2O does get jumped in on by Ace and Ictar. Not going to quite go down just because they are Muradin. They're quite hard to kill. And they do still have Avatar up, so it's not going to be the easiest to kill by any means. Nice polymorph by Danalore. Ace is going to get stopped dead in mid-tracks, unable to tether anyone. We also see Hogger has gone. Other things I haven't noted, Hogger, Hortipult, right wing, Blink heal. We see H2O taking a lot of damage, phase shift coming out of him. Taunt from Infofox. We see that Ring of Frost happens. Danalore actually managed to teleport over the wall to safety. Wahui has now joined the fight as well. There's a nice Gravel Bomb there, however, not too much more has been found of it. You do actually have a decent amount of burst from Jaina. That's probably what you're trying to protect from. The extra shielding does a decent amount with W build. And they're not really too much sustained damage, almost for a lot of burst, for a lot of single target in that regard. Well, Ictar should be able to time Ghost his way back and check, but apparently not. Apparently not. Nice stun by H2O there. Majesty just kind of stopping for a brief moment, but not quite the kill potential there for Gazlowe. He's actually one of the harder ones to kill, to say the least. We can now see that Ace is getting rotated up to, does get a nice flip, does use that... What is it called? Spirit of Vengeance to get out. Mixels does hand him their gem, so feeling probably a little bit safer now. Ace, once again, trying to hand him their 18. Randy Newman has just been doing their Junkrat things of clearing and rotating around. Because honestly, playing pretty safely all up. We see Danalore is pushed in. Infofox is looking for it. Ictar hit by Root. We do see they went for Light Bomb is thrown out, but there'll be Infofox going down in place of Ictar. Ictar still gets to run with scissors and not go down quite yet. Nice mind. Oh, nice attempt at a mind control. Unable to find anyone, however. Did manage to split the pin, so to speak, and go between the healer and the Maev, but not able to find anything with it. Ace is wanting to go in. We do see that they are going to be at polymorph for the efforts. Tether's activated immediately, then will find just H2O as Danalore did blink out. Look, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you want one thing and the other thing happens. Either way, a kill did come from it. Mixels, also welcome to the stream for the first time. So yeah, that is reasonable to say the least. It's reasonable to get that kill. Is a good kill to get, as they did have to back up and play safe. Okay, we do see H2O jumps. Ace does manage to use that Evolving Wardens over and Spirit of Vengeance on out. Mixels gets thrown in by Garrosh, but there we go. And one goes down. He is no longer able to run with scissors and has to put Dad's sword away. H2O jumping in, seeing if it can take the aggro from Fragstella. Fragstella does turn off the fort, but however, it's a little bit too late. Black Arrows coming too late for them to really survive. Neil Aces, 26 gems. They don't really want to die here. They are playing a bit safe now. Never mind to take it back. They teleport in. They get rooted. That's 26 gems down. And actually quite far back as well. It's not even something you can easily step up and get. Avatar finally down. And that is a lot of gems lost by Gen.M Esports. Phoenix Rising Ruby really are seeming to come online now. We're into this mid to late game area, as that is an excellent kill. And look, Anduin no longer holding his sword out, no longer running with scissors. He's been told, actually, chill bro, put your sword away when you're not using it. Which, fair enough. Meanwhile, we do see Wahui is going to start this camp here for Phoenix Rising Ruby. Majesty look to step in through a easy throw, not easy throw dynamite. Oh my god, their ability is very close. Something dynamite. Something bomb? I can't recall. Either way, did throw a bomb into bush scout and did find that. Actually, no. He does not want to step in that bush. There's far too many enemies in there. Which, understandable. I don't want to step into a bush where my enemies are either. Albeit, I hope I don't have too many of them. I remember picking Gazlo and remember nothing else from the series. Sometimes the games are just like that. It's just one of those games where it takes a while. It takes a while, and you're not really sure what you did. You just remember it happened. You even just vaguely remember it happened. You're like, oh yeah, it did happen. I did do Gazlo there. Like, some matches I just pick Dark, for instance, and I just kind of PvE for a little bit. I just kind of run backwards and forwards and go, wait, what have I done this game apart from hit minions? And just stare blankly and go, wait, when did I team fight? How do I have hero damage? But no, we do see that the side of Gen.M Esports did turn in. There were only 4 left on hand. And meanwhile, the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby are looking like they're banning the... Oh, not banning, but at least pretending to do boss. Nice blink by Dana Law, meaning that not much is found for it, but we do see a nice Gravo. Actually, no, Gravo doesn't find his mark either. Thankfully, Light Bomb did, and that will be Jaina going down first, just stuck in between a rock and a hard place, thinking about Warden's cage. And that would actually be just Jaina going down for now. Wahui, however, also in danger, trying best to escape, does get pulled in by that tether from the Maiev, and that will be an unfortunate, a very good 2 kills from the side of Gen.M Esports and Phoenix Rising. Maybe not wanting it, but keep in mind, we do have a wall. This menu will go down soon, so I'll just click on it. The second thing was good times, the first one was punishing for my lack of faith. Fair enough. We do now see that stun coming out H2O. Fraggy Stella did not quite find for mind control yet again on Majesty. Majesty doing pretty well at surviving those. But Fraggy Stella maybe just needs a little bit tied up on it. But we do see Fort is going down. H2O does jump out. But fortunately, the Fort goes down before it can take out H2O. As H2O didn't quite get out of the Fort range there. And that's just, unfortunately, for the side of Gen.M, it just does happen. Right, let me just change it back on over to this so I can see what's happening. Zoning Gravo, he says. Zoning Gravo. You know what? Alright. But meanwhile, while that did happen, while we did have that happening bot, we do see that Fort... while that bottom keep went down, bottom 4 is going to be out down to boss, and we do actually see Web Weavers are now coming to bolster the top lane of Gen.M Esports, which a boss and a Web Weaver can actually do a pretty decent amount to any structure, really. Is sure, it's a little bit staggered. We see boss is about to go down thanks to Mixels. I think it's Mixels. I think that's how I'm saying meant to say it. Frost, BS, Blizzard. That's what it's called. We can see that they are actually going to get hit by Fox right with that Q. Walk up, Mixels does use Ice Block, so they're not going to get thrown back in. We see that is a nice combo. Randy Newman uses Riptide. It does get explosion. Actually, we see the Black Hole talent picked up at level 24 Gazlo, so even bigger. Miniature Black Hole, that's what it's called. We can see that Ace is going to get out. And despite all those heroics being thrown at once, the kitchen sink was thrown. Everything going out. It was actually... everyone holding on for the most part. We see Majesty is hit by mind control. Ace relatively low as well. And for Fox, also sitting at 41 armor, meaning they don't actually have all that much health left. Bigger Gravo for zoning larger areas. You did actually hit 1 with that Gravo, but you bloody should if you got that Gravo out. We do see that is Wahui getting hit by it, and when getting that back with them. Then Pool coming out, mind control being nullified by it. H2O pulled in, but it is just Muradin. Muradin quite tanky and quite hard to take down with just a few abilities. But let's have a look at those Storm talents now that we're not quite looking at it as much. We do see the Titanic Might on Garrosh, Miniature Black Hole on the Gazlo. I don't know what this is called. Shadow Orb Vengeance by the Maiev. Apparently Anduin wanted Varian's Legacy. Don't know why, but they did. Fox actually will go down here. And we do see Riptide, Junkrat, Extra Oomph picked up. We do now see that is Anduin going down. Ace now in an awkward position. We see Extra Oomph does get that full reset for Junkrat. Junkrat does have another Riptide if need be. H2O interrupted. We see Randy Newman using yet another Riptide. That's a big pull and big Riptide to combo with it. There we go. That's the one that Majesty was probably looking for. Not zoning with Gravel Bomb this time, but they will still go down to the end only after finding a Brightwing kill. And actually, no, we see Jaina going down to the back line, and that is just a good old plethora of gems just sitting there. But it is Phoenix Rising Ruby picking them all up and just going, yeah, you know what? Let's just make sure we don't lose any of these, shall we? Ace going in. Fraggy Stella barely dodges the first auto attack, just get tethered. Nice stun by Mirrodin. Acing can do a little bit of a vault stuff. Trying to run as much as they can. H2O getting hit by both walls of the tether. We see Ace jumping. However, Woohooey is there to find him. Hits him with a Q. And that will be Ace almost losing their mind. Poor Ace. Absolutely bamboozled by the crouching tiger hidden Hogger, as Hogger just appears out of nowhere and takes down Maev. Nothing to note, we do have Horde of Bolt. You know what, that makes sense. That would probably be a very scarring moment if you were Hogger. If you were not Hogger, if you were Maev. But we do see that is, I don't actually know what this is called. Secret Stash picked up by Hogger, Rewind, Mirrodin, Fear Protector, Brightwing, Ice Blink on Jaina, and Dark Lady's Call on the I'm looking at her, I can't remember her, Sylvanas, which honestly makes it basically Stitches at that point. It's basically a Stitches hook. And this is a pretty good defense from the side of Gen.M Esports, trying to hold out these web weavers as well as they can, especially now that there's all keeps down. But really, we are in the prospect that if there's any kind of major team fight where 2 or 3 people die on either or in favor of either team, it can very much be that team ends. We see Ektar getting rooted, we see them rooted once again. We see Micro Drop barely misses. Nice Gravo from Majesty, however, there's not quite a follow-up there that has been for the last one. Nice triple hit by the Junkrat Riptide, so it'll be back up. There's 2 kills. That's both the frontliners down for the side of Gen.M Esports. Sure, someone does need to defend. We see Riptide is going to do the job for them with about 10 million gems sitting back there. But it does look like we are going to have the march happening to core as Ace leads away, knowing there won't be a surprise. Actually, no, they're going boss. At least Ace knows there won't be just a Hogger sitting in a random area ready to kill them at any point, because they are currently dead. I think Ace probably is very happy about that and may have had a few nightmares of just Hoggers appearing in their day-to-day life. Just, oh, you're working at your desk. Ha! Hit. And Ace just goes down. But no, we do have boss call coming out. Someone is going to still have to take care of, well, bottom, as that is a decent amount of pressure coming out from them. They have that constant counter pressure happening, and you can see that is just not quite their waves cutting the mustard, so to speak. But we do see Majesty and, well, actually no, the team doesn't. Neither team has an anywhere near turn, and they're actually 1 gem away from each other, but they are still about 40 further than away from the objective. Oh, dude, I would have loved to hear that scream. Right, we see him. We see boss is slowly getting through it. Neither team has turned. I don't know why they didn't just end there. Maybe we're just a little bit scared. They weren't down anyone. They're only really, the other team were, well, Phoenix Rising Ruby were missing their front line. That's about it. I guess that is a bit of a scary one. I have seen 3v5s go in favor under core before. We see Taunt coming out. We see Blink. We see Brightwing actually getting stunned for about 10,000 years. Nice Ward of Cage by Ace. Riptide going down before it can actually find anyone this time. We see that Secret Stash used. That's Horde Bolt. We see Ace is taking a lot of damage. And that will be Ace going down once again. H2O finds a nice hammer onto Randy Newman. Randy Newman need to be called out. Everfox is the one danger. Meanwhile, keep in mind, Boss and Majesty are hitting core all while this is happening. Randy Newman decides, actually, you know what? I'm going to hit core as well. Majesty finally gets pinged. Randy Newman just die at the core. Yep, we can see that. Oh, we can see his passive went off, and that was a double kill after, in fact, Junkrat dying. Thank you to that trait value. That is some of the best trait value I've ever seen from Junkrat, taking out 2 heroes at once. And the core at 7% won't actually go down here. That is barely holding on. And Andor's the only person left for Gen.M Esports. But I don't know if the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby can get through it, as they well are. Missing 2 members of it, or 2 damage dealers. Like, yeah, sure, Ogre can do a decent amount. But can they quite get through it before even Maev? Maev is up in 10 seconds. I don't know if they can even get through that. I honestly don't know if Andor can deal 7% core. But they can at least be annoying. And get a nice route onto... Oh, H2O. H2O decides, maybe, you know what, I'm going to throw a hammer at the boy King just to teach him a lesson. Nice timing there by Ace, getting a nice double stun. Wahui has to jump out. We do see Dana Law has come in, but now Infofox is coming back, so we're getting the side of Gen.M Esports slowly trickling in. Ace holding on for as long as they can. Icta doing their best. We do see that Phoenix Rising Ruby was forced off point. Dana Law did try to blink to Wahui. Unfortunately, ran into the Warden's Cage. Will go down. H2O being held in Warden's Cage. Goes down to the Gravel Bomb. Mind Control actually getting hit onto Infofox. However, Fraggy Stella just running away while it's happening. And now it looks like we're going to get end call from Gen.M. As honestly, 7% plus the shield is not all that much to get through. We're getting assist me ping. So we see Icta getting ran down by Hogger and Mixels. As Icta is taking a decent amount of damage, but does manage to get heal themselves through it. But that will be Junkrat going down. Trait value, not quite finding a double kill this time, but still doing reasonably well. Majesty deciding, you know what, guys, stop fighting. I'm just going core, have fun. And we can see that they are just going to hit the core over and over, while Fraggy Stealer does hit the mind control onto them, but doesn't find the follow-up damage. Infofox just stepping up so they can't get that on them. We can see core is just going down now. And that's the first game of the series going over to the side of Gen.M Esports. Nice first game. Right, let me swap on over the game's summary screen. Junkrat and Sylvanas, both very similar siege. Wait, 9... in a game with so much siege, there's just a 9 damage difference between the two. In terms of hero damage, we do see Junkrat also had the lead there, but by a little bit more than just 9. In this case, it was around 3k, with Jaina being the one behind them on the other team. But Maev also was up there on 68k. In terms of soak, Sylvanas actually had the most, but she was doing the majority of it for the team. We can see Randy Newman and Majesty had a relatively even split for the side of Phoenix for Gen.M Esports. Healing, 4k difference between Brightwing and Anduin as well. In terms of talents, we did have... I don't know enough about Maev to ever comment on Maev, so don't look at me for a breakdown on that. Otherwise, relatively standard builds across the board. It's been a while since we've seen Big Game Hunter, but I do like the pickup of it because it can definitely do a lot in the right hands. Hoggett did not quite finish the Journeyman's cooking, but he definitely got further through it than I thought they would. But right, let me throw on... Oh, actually, we did see Give him the Axe. Not something you see very often. You usually see either... What? I do not know, man. We got the classic, like, turret. We got the classic survivability Bruiser Gazlo, as opposed to Bomb Gazlo. I was about to say, H2O, interesting to see that Give him the Axe was picked, because we usually either see Skullcracker or Heavy Impact picked up by Muradin, as well as our extra CC as opposed to extra damage. But right, let me throw it on over to map view screen, and we'll see what comes up next. As map 1 was won by Gen.M. Quick replay. I swear it's gonna be like, I don't know. What was banned again? Infernal Shrines maybe picked up. I know that's a pretty popular one. So I'm just turning off team chat so I don't see things like that again. Alterac, another option. Yeah, it does look like, indeed, Infernal Shrines, unless someone's done this out of order. Right, so it's just loading up now. So just bear it with it a moment as that just takes its time to come through. I should have really clicked Infernal Shrines over here, which, of course, each time makes me cast an Infernal Shrines game. But, right, as you can hear, we are into it now, so let me swap it on over to being in the game. So, on the right-hand side of Phoenix Rising Ruby, we have Mixels on the Junkrat, Fraggy Stella on the Falstart H2O Stitches, Wahui on the Hogger, and Dana Law is on the... Oh, we see a white man. Not often you see that. And on the left-hand side, we see Randy Newman on the Urel. Patience is on... Okay, we got double support. That broke me for a moment. Patience is on the Rhaegar, Icta, Stukov. Ace is on the Vala, and Infofox is on the Diablo. So, pretty we got a relatively standard array, at least with the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. And then I'm just like going, why do we have double healer? Obviously, double healer can do very well, but this is like double sustain heal at that. I imagine we're going to go see Lightning Shield from Rhaegar. No, we get Totem build. Are we getting a Bloodlust comp then? That's kind of my big question mark. We're probably getting a Bloodlust comp from the side of Gen.M, I'd imagine. Just because we're probably going to see auto attack Diablo, I'd imagine. So I guess we'll see at level 4. Okay, patience, because Majesty is out. Got it. Because Majesty, big baby, has to go to sleep. And probably why you don't remember much from even first map, because you were tired. But in terms of stacks, we do already see Valor's at 21 stacks of Creative Hunter. Actually a very good start for them. But I guess if they do have 2 healers to keep them alive, you may as well get aggressive. On that, we do see Falstar did pick up that frequent flyer, so 3 stacks of them already. Meanwhile, we do see Extended Hook Stitches, which will come in at 13, and Soulstone on Diablo, which will happen when it happens. Ace is getting slowly laser beamed by Danalore. We do see Fraggy Stella rolling through. H2O trying to walk back as well. And we can see that Mixels is just getting through this top camp. This siege camp. And that will be already camp advantage over to the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. A little bit tighter on this macro side of things so far. And they do now know where the side of Gen.M is. Oh, you're running with 2 healer players. Okay. Oh, and Fox is found with a hook. But that will be bottom camp being taken by Gen.M Esports. I would have maybe liked to see a bit more aggression from the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby, but hey, you don't always have to aggress. Sometimes you play a little bit passively, and this is that case where H2O looked for the hook, did find it, but unfortunately no kill as it was just a Fox found. H2O being slowed, we see Infus Fox taking a little bit of damage, but not too much. Wait, what Stukov build do we have? Silence build, okay. But yes, double support because 2 healer mains are being played is what I'm being told, which fair enough in that regard. You may as well if you have the 2 of them. And probably Patience is probably one of the better ones that can do the off lane, just because Rhaegar can do that good old lightning shield thing, but doesn't necessarily deal very well with the totem build they're running. Speaking of which, we do see that Phoenix Rising Ruby has decided to invade the camp and will take those Impalers from Gen.M Esports before they can pick up their own camp. Right, objective called in the next few seconds. It looks like we do have a Mortar Shrine, so a very strong first one. We do see Mixels is going to try to hold out the team of Gen.M Esports, but decides, actually, you know what? Without my team, I don't really want to be too close to a Diablo. I'm just going to poke it afar. No thanks, but we can now see that Phoenix Rising Ruby is making their way down, and that I nearly called her Sonya. That's not even remotely close to a Sonya. And we do see that Yrel is looking to get a little bit cheeky in the back line. Hammer charge. They don't quite have that move speed yet, so they aren't going to be able to chase down forever. But just decide to help the side of Gen.M Esports get through this. But yeah, knowing that now it is double support, this is probably one of the better maps for double support to be run on. You may also see things like For Sky have picked up, because that wasn't banned out, so it can do pretty well. Nice flip onto H2H, or then barely charged a wall. I swear, whenever I try to play Diablo, if that happens, I'm just knocked like straight off, like nothing happens. And Vala does give a W to finish off the objective. The first Punisher of Mortar goes over to the side of Gen.M Esports, and we do see that Gen.M does both get hit by the stun. We see actually Cleanse comes out onto Fraggy Stella, and that's yeah, that's everyone alive so far. That's good. We see H2O just pulls in for Fox straight into the gate. Ace pushed into a little bit of an awkward situation, but are still alive. Alright, let me just check a few things as we do. I thought I heard like health swap going off. Like, what? Where's the Mal'Ganis? But no, I'm just going crazy. But yes, we do actually have Concussion Mine build picked up by Mixels. That's definitely, I say it's not the most picked up one. It's getting picked up more and more of a scene. Ace is found the hook. Too bad the damage isn't there quite to follow up, and we do see H2O finds a wall for their efforts. Danalore doing their best to keep him up. The extra healing bonus on H2O can do so much for them. You can see they're just surviving. Doesn't quite find hook. Fraggy Stella does have to roll out. Ace actually took a decent amount of damage here, running out of mana as well. Ooh, so shoulder. And we can see that Junkrat, once again, mind build. That mind build actually is quite fun. I'm not very good at it, just because, well, I'm not very good at it. But I don't really need much more reasoning than that to mess up my Junkrat minds. And we see bottom camp is taken by Gen.M Esports. And Mixels gets Infofox perfectly just into the Junkrat trap. Infofox taking a decent amount of damage, but they're already up there in stalls. Stalls, they're going to be quite hard to kill. But also I note now that I'm looking back at it, we don't see auto attack build Diablo, we see Flame Stomp. So we may still see Ancestral from Rhaegar, but I do really want to see, like absolutely really want to see the Bloodlust coming out from them. Infofox taking a lot of damage in a very short amount of time, and actually you just see their healing just go whoop, as both healers just you can see it kind of level up almost, as Mixers actually will be one to go down. Level 10s are now through. We see Ancestral healing picked up from Rhaegar, was probably kind of the main thing I want to take a note of. Bit disappointed in patience, honestly, guys. I wanted to see a Bloodlust, but no, you let me down here. Bit disappointed. Iktar stepped down. No. We do actually see that we also have the Rain of Vengeance picked up by Vala, Apocalypse, Diablo, Flailing Swipe, Stukov, and Ardent Defender on the Yrel. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Gorge, Stitches. Oh, I do like... Oh, barely hits the tower. Oh, and Fox gets pushed over. That's not something you want to see. Nice APOC. We do see Fraggy Stella, Gus to rest out, but that is the Divine Reckoning going down. And Fox and Randy Newman hit by Riptire. Randy Newman does manage to hit Dandalore out of position where they're unable to do too much chase. And then for Fox once again being tossed around. Up next up, we do have Hortapult on the Hogger. We have Riptire, Junkrat, and the, as we said, Gust on the Foul Start. I need to put my arm back in the sling. So in between these two matches. Right, Bruce Camp being started. Ace is going to start auto-attacking it. Keep in mind, Ace is already at 114 stacks, and they haven't actually died yet. There's only been one death, and that is on the Junkrat. Junkrat's the only one to go down so far. So, low kill game. Game? Yes. As we are already around the 730 mark, only one kill. Level 11 versus level 11. So, one of the slower Infernal Shrine games, but Shrine is up. We are getting Arcane Punisher this time. So, maybe an interesting one to see where that goes. We see Junkrat just getting what poking they can. Iktar throwing to Narnia over here. Randy Newman just going, actually, thanks, you're now here to heal me. Greatly appreciated, mate. And he's just like, yeah, sure, that's why I'm here. Game to heal you. Don't worry about how I got here, though. We see H2O walks up, gets a nice E onto him. Gorgeous Yrel. Yrel, probably not the best target for it, because I imagine our defender is just going to be popped immediately. Yes, it is. We see Iktar slaps a Riptire back. Does go back into Randy Newman. And that will be H2O finding a hook, but not quite finding a kill onto them. But keep in mind, this game gets very different when Stitches gets that fishing hook. Fishing hook can do so much with that extra range. Just catching that fish, reeling it in. We can see Wahui is going to be taking the jump, potentially. Oh, gosh. For the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. But no, they just actually go, nah, we're just leaving that one, It's not our problem. We're just going to hit a gate instead. Randy Newman is coming down. We see Yrel charging that hammer, running after them. Hits minions and doesn't get too much more. Felstar do not take it on that side of wall, I swear to God. But yeah, we can see everyone is stepping up. This one changes back over to this. Nice jump, and we see Fraggy Stella taking a decent amount of damage from it. But honestly, Punisher could have done a lot more than just that to Fraggy. Violet is already at 114 stacks, doing pretty well. Meanwhile, we do have Hogget spinning bottom. Randy Newman has just sniffed things out now. Won't quite get there in time as Wahui manages to find the camp right as Randy Newman steps through the bush. Well, we do have a good old scuffle happening down here, and Fox taking a decent amount of damage. Totem, decent slow, just kind of messing with the general plan of Phoenix Rising. Oh, we see Mixels is now booping himself to safety. And we have Chop Chop on Stitch. Interesting, we have the auto attack Stitches talent here. I know a lot of people like the self-sustain that Meat Hook can give you. And we can see a hook goes in, doesn't quite find anyone. Infofox, however, also going into Toro, gets a nice gorge on him. Nice gust by Fraggy Style, and that is now a very separate Infofox from everyone else. A nice APOC mini-Vex can hold on for a little bit longer, and they hold on long enough for an Ancestral go off. We do now see that is Infofox getting pulled back in. We see Junkrat Mine pushing him back in, and despite all that health, Infofox barely, basically every single cooldown thrown at Infofox, but there is still the Diablo going down. Very unfortunate. Hook barely misses Ektar. Ektar, however, finding a Junkrat trap. I saw Ektar saying, I get really frustrated. This makes me mad, I imagine. Nope. I was going to say, are they going to get thrown back in by a Junkrat Mine? But nope. It is just Infofox coming back now off respawn. Thank you to that Soulstone being completed. Ooh. Well, we can see Mixels and Fraggy Stella moving on up, helping defend waves. And this is where we're just going to get general clear between the objective up until it gets called, which I imagine will be around the 11:30 mark at this point, because it's been a little bit where we haven't seen it now. Yep, you are indeed down a ton of salts. In saying that, you are going to have most of them back by objectives, so while it's not great to get any kills, it's not great that you had to use them all. You do at least have them up by the time objective score, because look, 30-second mark. 30 seconds is the last one, we're still there. But the big problem is Diablo souls. Diablo, very squishy for a tank without souls. Fortunately, they did make a nice change, quality of life change, where he gets to keep 25 on death on a reset past level 10. Which makes things much easier for Diablo to kind of not be screwed over. But no, it's still not ideal, as most of his builds do require... Okay, not this one, unfortunately, but a lot of his builds do require you to be at full soul stones to get the full kind of benefit from them. But Ektar, now you're applying. Can you at least reply as to say why you guys didn't choose Bloodlust? I love Bloodlust. But no, it looks like Shrine. We're going to have Frozen Punisher, a Frozen Shrine. And that is actually a very strong one for both teams. Both teams will be able to get a lot with forts turned off and such. Infofox will be able to go in more aggressively on the jumps. Big thank you to for the actual free circles turning off fort. However, in saying that, in general, we can get much more aggressive play from both teams. Just Infofox does benefit from it a lot. We see 16s are through for both teams. Manticore picked up is the thing I was really looking out for, and actually charge from Infofox. So we're going to get charge, flip, charge. Keep in mind, these fights haven't gone well so far for Phoenix Rising Ruby on objective. However, I do like Danelaw's build. We're opting to that E build, which, not the most popular one, but I do like with the resets and give, especially in these enclosed fights here. We see Hog Spin coming out, and he has found the angle. Right, let's just leave Hogger to do his thing for a bit. Just pretend he's not there. Pretend it's just like a stage hazard at this point. But no, in saying that, Ace is not going to pretend he's not there and just hit him. I want someone, so you spin me right round, baby, right round. Hogger's going round, and Fox gets Ancestrals. We do see charge going out onto Junkrat. Junkrat doing best to hold on. We see objective is now over to the side of Gen.M Esports. Infofox is hooked back in, and that will be them going down. Patience and Ace were just seeing what they can do to help. But no, we have H2O gorging Patience. Patience turning into dog form. However, this dog is not going to get too far. Actually, no. There's a split in focus, and Patience is actually able to back out. Fraggy Stella chasing Ace aggressively. That will be Patience running. Ace say Ektar so smart. Ace say good word. And we see Patience is getting chased down and will go down. Ace is going to half. Maybe not going to be the best place if he gets snuffed out, but does actually manage to escape. H2O was not quite with him in time. Also, welcome Simbase to the chat. I hope you're doing well today. We can now see that this Frozen Punisher is getting a decent amount done. Warning ping's coming out. H2O ready to hook. He's thinking about it. He's sniffing. And he gets found. And he finds a gate. Hook didn't maybe quite go as planned for H2O. Then Fox goes up, sees if he can get a charge flip combo. We just see Infofox going straight onto Danelaw now. That is flaming swipes happening. However, Stukov goes down partway through them. Hogger finding that kill. Infofox being slapped out for good measure. We see Fraggy Stella considered flying in behind to Gus, but then thought better of it, which, in all honesty, probably the best plan. We do see Root happening by Danelaw, and that is a good like staggered kills coming in from Phoenix Rising Ruby. They're looking very sharp this match, so it may have been them choosing the map pick. But I do like seeing White Mane. It's not something you see very often, and it's doing so well for them. That E-build is, those roots are actually doing a lot. Stopping their front line and Stukov, I guess, dead in their tracks. Oh. Fraggy Stella does you fly up. He may have been thinking about getting a gust off. Nice angle from H2O. Seeing if he can get a cheeky hook. But no cheeky hook found today. Ace gets tossed over a wall. Is getting chased down. We do see lightning coming out onto him. Wahui comes in behind him. Vessel stack of Gambit lost. Meanwhile, H2O trying to live. Does gorge the Urel for their own safety. However, yep. As I say, it is nearly back up. They do indeed pop Ardent Defender. However, Randy Newman, it is over. And it will be over for Randy as they go down. Meanwhile, we can see, again, we're getting just some very staggered deaths by the side of Gen.M. As we do see now they're going quite aggressive once again. Fraggy Stella getting relatively low. Danalore needing mana soon enough, but they do have Divine Reckoning up. And that is a good way for them to get mana back. Oh, Ektar. Nope, Ektar does just get booped out. They weren't able to get them into the objective. Cheeky Kailaris? Who is Kailaris? Who is that? I didn't see anything about it. Anyway, we do see a nice silence on Infox. Infox will actually flip and stun onto Infox. Infox getting out. Barely walking. Danalore actually getting relatively low. Does have to start queuing themselves. There we go. There's the ultimate from Danalore. Danalore is basically back on full health now. Wahui also barely holding on. Ace gets pulled in. My camera work is off and Ace does go down. No, double healer, unfortunately not enough for Ace. Lame Ektar. And we do see Patience is trying to get out as well, getting relatively low. Ektar getting those resets. And there'll be actually Stitches going down and Fox getting relatively low as well. Does get flipped onto Fraggy Stella. But no, Gust means able to get to live. There is Wind Tunnel as well. Ektar stuck in the Wind Tunnel. And will go down now as well. Patience getting as aggressive as they can. However, a little bit too late. Riptide used. Randy Newman getting on. Wahui hitting them with a hammer. But no, they'll be them surviving as well. If Fox then getting pushed out. I imagine it's so frustrating to go into Junkrat concussion mind build. So yeah, time to engage. Junkrat, no. Junkrat again, no. Junkrat again, no. And Junkrat again just keeps pushing people out. But keep in mind, we now have Storm talents up for the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. We do see that H2O is the Master Hooker. Nice. We see Purge for Wicked picked up by Whitemane. Not the most picked up talent, but I do like it a lot. I'm not very good with it, but it's nice to see every now and again. Randy Newman ready to jump in. We do see he jumps onto the unstoppable Hog as Hog just spins. But we do see that Riptide is picked up from Junkrat, that extra oomph. And Wind Tunnel Failed Start is already covered. Also keep in mind, we are no control. So Heroics are going to be through soon for the side of Gen.M Esports. We see that is Ardent Defender used. Wahui's starting to spin again. Fox goes straight into the Hog spinning Hogger. Hits a nice stun onto them. That is a good Riptide hitting both of them. Fox is actually that Soul Shield getting decent out. And there is the Wind Tunnel pushing the team of Gen.M back in. But Fox is a little bit split from the rest of everyone else. It's a very split team fight as Randy Newman's getting relatively low. They don't have Ardent Defender back up. They do have to jump out. Root comes out onto Rhaegar. So Rhaegar is going to go down. We see Ace and Randy Newman being chased. They're not going to go down. Yep, big loop and yep, Ektar's dead. What a surprise. Randy Newman is trying to be a scout. We do see them jump around. And we see Riptide now chasing them. Will they hit with a hammer? Nope, that will actually be Riptide dying to keep before it goes down. Mixels goes all the way over, sees what they can do. And I'm surprised we're just hitting bottom 4 and not having an end call. Yep, there we go. Now it looks like the end call's coming up. Ace and Randy Newman going to see what they can do to stall things out. H2O looking for a hook. They're looking for a line. Doesn't quite find it on an Ace. So that is a living Ace for the moment, at least. Oh, and Punisher is slowly walking its way outplayed. Ace and Randy Newman doing their best just to kind of slow down the side of... Oh, short hook. Trying to slow down the end. Majesty saying that they can't end here. I feel like Majesty doesn't know how the end of this is going to go. As we can indeed see that Phoenix Rising Ruby is in fact ending. Fraggy Stella gusting out Ace and Ektar. That's a lot of it. That is V damage kind of moved away. And that will be the game going to the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. GG to both sides. Well played. Right. Let me throw it on over to the game summary screen. I don't know how people turn off chat in this mode. I really need to figure that out. So as we can see, Phoenix Rising Ruby did take the game. Val started doing a lot of soak and a decent amount of hero damage, but Vala did the most. But I guess you did have double healers, so you can get away with that sort of thing. That we do see in terms of soak, Hogger did the most soak and healing. Whiteman was quite a bit ahead of Ektar by the end, but it was double healer, so you have taken account that both of them can't heal all the damage for the side. Right, in terms of talents, Vala got very up there with their stacks. 190, that's very, very close to being done actually, but however they did lose some of their Gambit, which did impact them quite a bit, but did pick up Farfight Quiver, which does help. Other than that, things that stand out, we do have Concussion Mine build. We do also have Chop Chop on Stitches, not something you see picked up as often. Meat Hook doing very well in particular. But right, that's going to be it for that map, so let's throw it on over here. We'll find out what our last map for this series is. What do you think it is? What is it? As I'm just going to quit out of this. What's it gonna be? It is Alterac Pass. Okay. I like it a lot. So let me just open this up now. Looks like we got some interesting picks coming out this one. And again, I don't know who Matt picked or who first picked. It is something I kind of keep as a surprise to myself. Anyway, it looks like we're coming over now. Let's get on into the game as we got some interesting picks. So, on the left-hand side of Gen.M Esports, we have Randy Newman on Thrall, Patience is on Brightwing, Ace on V. Man, that's a weird looking man. Oh, Ace on Elrac, Ektar on Sergeant Hammond, Infofox is on Garrosh this time. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we have Dandelore on V, Anduin, Wahui is on Rexar, Misha with V, Pet of Rexar. Meanwhile, we have Mixels on V, Greybane? H2O on Arthas, and Fraggy Stella is on the Felstad. So, fight going to be breaking out soon. Fraggy Stella just having a thought going, maybe I do fly in, but I remember there was a map posted where Felstad flew in and died basically immediately. Right, we do see now talents are getting picked up. I'm going to open this up because no one's wanting to full commit to anyone because there is a siege tank in the middle of the lane. We can see Ace is actually very aggressive, does pull Fraggy Stella in. Pulled by Anduin, meaning that Fraggy Stella gets to live, and Infofox may have been a little bit frustrated there that their easy prey turned out not to be so easy after all. Ace trying to get those combos up as we're going along. Ace showing kind of their prowess on this hero. In terms of quests, we do have Warbreaker Garrosh once again at level 1. We do have at baseline Sadism, which while not a quest, we will need to keep an eye on. And the other thing to note is Gathering Storm on the Felstad. Danelore is staying with Fraggy Stella, making sure they're going to be alright for a bit, and they are indeed going to be so we see them backing out. We see Fraggy Stella rolling out, Ace getting a nice combo onto them, dropping their health a little bit. But this is game is what all the training on my alt account. That's a horrible sentence, Ektar. Like, I know I'm bad at sentence structure and stuff, but my god, I read that and went, nope, that's just not making sense. This is game is what all the training. Right, but we can see Camp is picked up first by Phoenix Rising Ruby, and there is Thrall currently working on their own. Gonna take a little bit longer as Thrall isn't exactly known. But yes, I realized it is going to be taking a little bit longer for them. Thrall is not known for their camp taking capabilities, to say the least. Ace being ran down by H2O does take a wide enough berth to where they get around him at least, but will get hit by Danalore's root. I'm making notes, Majesty. I'm making notes. I think most people have alt accounts, but it'll be just how they use it is the question. Right, Forza through for both teams. We see Hunter Gatherer picked up by Rexar. Frozen Wastes on the Arthas. And the other main thing to note is we do have Show of Force on the Alarak, which can do a decent amount as it is 2% extra per... Good, Ektar. That's good to see. Well, actually, that's Infox getting relatively low and be backed up. But yeah, 2% sadism when they get a combo or they hit all 3 values in 2 seconds. Yes. There you go. 2% extra sadism. Ace, I don't know if you're lying there. Randy Newman reading back up. We see Patience is shape-shifting on... Shape-shifting? Phase shifting onto Ektar. And we see Siege the Siege Tank is just going to be pushing in Wahui more and more. Right wing's going to get hit, and actually that is going to be a Garrosh going down mid. Ace trying to hold on to that sadism that they've slowly built up. They're currently at 102%, not quite getting any further than that. We do see that the combo wasn't quite quick enough, and that will be H2O leaving without any extra sadism gained by Ace. Siege Hammer is going to be hitting that wave now. And yep, we do see now that the side of Gen.M Esports are going to be rotating around, seeing what they can do with the waves. And yeah, this is something that happens quite frequently. It's very often that you're not going to get them immediately doing higher divisions immediately doing objective, because they know that kind of objective is very much empowered by minion waves. It empowers minion waves in themselves. So you can be a little bit patient with objective here. You don't need it immediately. And level 7s are now found for both teams. We actually have Misha Bear build. Not something you see... Actually, I've seen it more often than auto attack bird build this season. So I guess I can't say not something you see often at this point. I just prefer the auto attack build because you just feel like a like a Zul'jin with a bear. Mixels is going to be doing this objective, trying to make sure that the side of whatever they call it, the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby can get it open, and we do see now that they're trying to, and for Fox not letting them, however, standing very aggressive into them. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Start prediction. Get more than. As we see, Mixels is going to be tearing in this wave. We do see a fight is coming out up here. Ace in a little bit of awkward situation does get pull going out onto Mixels. And we do see that Ace will be getting to hold on a little bit longer. And we do see now teams are rotating down. And Fox and Co will be getting that bottom, same that bottom camp. Yes. No. Let's go 2 minutes. A minute. 2 minutes is quite long. Well, we're already into it. Start prediction. There. Have fun betting. We can see everyone is going to start tearing apart this camp. And meanwhile, top Phoenix Rising Ruby, mid Phoenix Rising Ruby does clear up the camp and will be ready to challenge. Nice. We do see H2O is throwing. So either someone's very confident in their own ability to get sadism, or Majesty's very confident in the ability for someone to get... Now keep in mind, if you counterbet against Majesty, you can earn a decent amount of points here. Even just like chucking a quick 10. Take Majesty's points. But we do now see camp is being taken by the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Gen.M Esports, once again, getting the objective over in their favor. Misha running around, wanting to make sure that they get what they can. And man, people do not like making bets, Actually, no, everyone's just deciding to all in the same side. Nice. And we do now see that it is Gen.M Esports going to take that first objective over in their favor. Right, waves being cleared. We see Gen.M will have objective rolling in through. The cavalry giving that speed bonus and damage, well, spell power, damage bonus, healing bonus, spell power bonus, whatever you want to call it. Ability power? No, that's League. Spell power and attack damage bonus. As you can see, Ace is getting looking very aggressively now. Keep in mind, we're only at 104 sadism. So if I'm going to be rude this time, if no one wins, well, I guess people are losing their well, money, so to speak. They're losing their points. We see Infofox sitting down as well as Ace is there to help them. Meanwhile, we do just have a general 1-3-1 split, wanting to make sure they can get these out. Meanwhile, Ace gets a nice little combo, getting a little bit more sadism, which is just what the Doctor ordered. Infofox is taking a little bit of damage, but we do still have cavalry pushing up. Misha is back. We see Rek'Sai and Misha going back up to deal with Hammer. Fraggy Stella trying to chase him off. However, at this point, it's too little too late, as that will be going down to the... not combustion, but to the napalm strike. You always see Anduin went down top, middle. Ace managed to, I assume, get a combo off of them, and they went down just... oh no, they didn't get the combo, but they did at least just get the kill. And it's only 3 extra sadism. So we have both Ektar and Majesty ready just to throw away their points if Alarak does not get 150 sadism. Or at worst, just get their points back. At best, sorry, get their points back. I like the boldness of it. Don't know how well it's going to work out, though. Right, we do see boss call being made by Phoenix Rising Ruby. Keep in mind, they did this for first map where they tried to sneak a boss with tank damage and one more character, but we can now see they are stepping onto it. But Thrall does know they are here. Keep in mind, Heroics are up. We do have Taunt, Warlord's Challenge of Garrosh. We have Counter-Strike. Alarak. Sergeant Hammer went Napalm Strike. Okay, fair enough. Good to know. Good to know your gambling's not a problem, Majesty. We also have Sundering Fall and Blinky on Brightwing Mill on the other side. We do have Army of the Dead on the Arthas. Reasonable. We do have Unleash for Boars on... Wow, I really couldn't remember that. That's amazing. On the Rexar, Curse Bullet Greymane, Lightbomb Anduin, and Gust Falstarter. We can see Unstop used. We can see a nice double taunt from Infox. A nice combo from Ace, getting a lot of damage up there real quick. Gust coming out, a little bit of maybe anti-synergy there. We can see Ace is thrown to safety. Ektar pushing everyone back. And we can see Infofox is actually the one most in danger, but no one will go down there. Ace looking for a little combo onto Misha, but Misha was able to be told to heal before anyone can go down. Meanwhile, Randy Newman did clear out top boss. Only front gate was lost, so not the end of the world. Pretty good management there from them. From the side of Gen.M Esports to nearly get a couple of kills, but still get that boss down before it got too much done. Oh, I hear Curse Bullet going up. We do see it hits Ektar, I think. I heard the hit sound of Curse Bullet, but I assume it's Ektar because they're ones who had the lowest health. Root comes out. Ace manages to dodge it with their own W. Does E to clear the wave, so playing relatively safe for themselves currently. They're not quite wanting to have a reset saves them yet. There's points on the line. Or if Ace just dies, that's really funny because their own teammates loses their points. We do now see Wahui is just kind of making sure Ektar can't channel it. Ektar has started. Does get stopped. Does decide to bail with that Z. However, it will be back soon enough thanks to hypercooling engines. Infofox now looking to see what they can do. Mixels does fire off a Curse Bullet, but doesn't quite find anything this time. H2O gets a nice root onto Infofox. Infofox moving the slowing man off of him. Unstop used. Ace getting slowed. Nice Warlord challenge coming out, but Light Bomb is used. However, Arthas is unable to get back on top of him. That's a lot of damage coming out. That is actually Misha going down first as the... as Thunder was used. Patience very low. Went below 10 health. Infofox, why did you throw Mixels in as well? And that is Mixels finding a kill onto... You have to say, that was Mixels throwing a right wing into Infofox, you just basically killed your own Brightwing. You threw Greymane into it. That's what happened. But yes, I like 4 and 7 into exactly 2 tanks. And we do... Those 2 tanks, one of them is Arthas, one of them is Mei. I call them like my anti-Mei and discount Mei build. Because yeah, they do a lot. That slow constantly happening, you're going to basically guarantee get that kind of crit heal in the moment. And that does help out a lot in these moments. In moments such as that, when Arthas manages to get on top of you. We see Ektar finally deciding to get out. Nice taunt coming out from Garrosh. We just see an excellent combo by... Oh, well, there it is. Believer's got the points. As that is an excellent 3-man kill, Misha with the 0.5. As that is a nice counter-strike from Ace, finding an excellent kill. And that will be Fraggy Stella barely rolling out, holding on. But right, it is now objective over the side of Gen.M Esports over again. And I'm wondering if they will be able to close it out here. As they have all 3 of the cavalry pushing into keeps. I don't know if it was, but if you're welcome to clip it and put it in yourself. Or at least put it in a highlight, because that was a very good counter-strike there. Because I was wondering what was going to get a nice combo there, but hey, Counter-Strike worked out, and it did a hell of a lot of damage. Right, and it looks like that the side of Gen.M Esports are having to play a little bit passively here. There's Curse Block, but there is the follow-up. Sunder didn't quite find any hits there, does kind of split the C almost. Gus coming in from Fraggy Stella, putting him in an awkward situation. Wahui went down to pretty low health, but they do have a good heal there. However, Randy Newman does find the Q onto them and will take him down. H2 are holding on as well as they can, but will be Arthas going down next. Falstad is halving in the back there. I don't need to go over them to know what that is. But we can see that is next Fort going down. Core is just going to be ran at. I don't know if it's the best play considering there are 2 forts up. We just see if Fox is hit by good spot. Okay, actually now it's probably pretty safe. You see Fro coming out onto Wahui. And that will be the Greymane going down next. And that will likely be the game. And the series going over the side. Oh, not quite yet. But we'll be going over the side of Phoenix Rising. Ruby, unless there is some major throw here, as Ace manages to hold on, gets fetched onto Danalore going in, getting comboed. And now it will be the game and the series going over the side of Gen.M Esports. GG call by both sides. Oh wait, it's mixed into we down last, but well played. Let me pull up the game's summary screen. Right, so in terms of stats, Sergeant Hammer absolutely killed the siege, literally. 198k from them, with 68k on Falstad being the next highest, and then they also have the most hero damage with 46k and most luck with 16k. Really, it was a very good game from... Did I? No, Gen.M run of Esports. I may have just said the wrong name. I'm not great with it sometimes. Phoenix Rising Ruby, unfortunately, did fall up a little bit short there, but Gen.M Esports took it. If you're being a little Ectar, I swear to God. I do have a timeout, but I could just time out Ectar, but I'm not going to do that. He is at least nice enough to come and support me as one and even subscribe. So, inclined not to ban him out, but looking at talents now, we do have things that stand out. Not really interested, we see hindered momentum, but it obviously worked out for Ace as they ended with 176 sadism, which is a lot for a Alarak to say the least. Other things to note. Mechanical know-how, not something you see very often. Look, I already clicked yes on will he finish with more than 150 Majesty. You got your points back. Interesting to see Rhyme here. It does get melted a bit easily by advanced artillery and things like such as that, but I guess in lieu of a better talent, it will work out quite well. W build and Danalore. So yeah, things are relatively standard outside of that. So let me throw it to the map view screen. As we do see, it was Gen.M Esports taking it 2-1. Phoenix Rising Ruby not quite getting there either. Unfortunately, they did at least find one map, so it's not a domination over them. And Gen.M Esports just denied that, which can hurt coming into this stage of the season, as all those points do matter in the end, and you want to give yourself as favorable a matchup as possible when coming into playoffs, which I think both these teams will only have 2 rounds left, if I am correct, as I believe none of the Eastern divisions are double round robin ones. Right, that is going to be it for this match at least. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself on mute, get the next one organized, which I think I know what I'm picking up there, but I'll be back with you guys as soon as I can. So let me just put on that music and put it on over to my thank you for watching screen. So see you all in a little bit.